Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm recording this about 2 p.m., so suits me right to say that. Anyways, I don't really have a topic of discussion for this video, but I was thinking of doing something along the lines of an argument between a theist and an atheist. Now, this may be more boring to most of you, and especially girls, females. If you look at this video, you're not going to want to hear this. You don't care about religion. I know that. I know that. Only men do. I get it. You know, it's our souls on the line. You know, you don't really care much. You'll flaunt and tease whatever, get what you can, whenever you can, that kind of thing. But I feel like men have a timeline that they have to abide by. Women are just honest in the moment, and they're emotionally honest, always. But do women keep true to their promises? Not as much as men. Definitely not as much as men. I mean, the Western civilization, society and such would tell you that it's actually opposite, that women are the ones that take most responsibility and men are just like begging for sex. And that's basically the Western civilization nowadays. The woman is the one who owns everything. She's the one who gets to say yes or no, if she's going to open her legs or not. And the guy, until she does that, he's going to be doing everything she asks. Everything. He's going to top it. He's going to be like, I'm ready. I'm proving it to you. I'm ready. Baby, I'm the one. I'm ready. You know, you don't got to go to other guys. I got you. We'll set up financial stuff too. You know, if you get pregnant, I'll take care of your baby. This and that. All these promises. But the men are the ones that are lying. But if you don't lie to a woman, in this Western society, what they do is they go they go beyond screwing you over. They go beyond. They test to see how good of a man you can become, and then they shut you down. They might even give up the, give up sex. But in the end of the day, they're gonna hurt you. They're gonna keep those emotion-fulfilled memories you gave her, and then she's gonna hurt you. Because you know why? It's a game. This life is a game. Think about it. You as a guy, what did you want to date her with? Or why did you want to date her? Because you wanted sex. You found her attractive. You're like, hey, I can deal with that personality. You wanted sex. She gave you sex. But at the price you paid for it, that's on your timeline, man. You're stuck with that. You can't go look other guys in the eyes now because you're a dumbass and you did all that for sex. I mean, it's great. You can, you got bragging stories for bars and clubs. You got those bragging rights. But what can you do when you're all alone? You're nothing. So you did it for show. You did it to prove to others. You did it to fit in society. If you were really comfortable with it, which I don't think anybody can be, it's always experiment sex before marriage. It always is, I'd say 9 out of the 10 times. I'm not going to address the 1% and all the weird crazes we have in the 1% of the world. I'm not going to address that. I'm probably part of that. But back to the atheism versus theism. I don't understand why people think it's okay to be nice to others if you're an atheist. Yeah, you can say it's in human nature, but don't you question your nature ever? Like, why are you programmed this way, or like what the reasoning is behind that? I feel like people who believe in evolution take too much for granted and don't question things enough. If you can question religion, I don't even like the word religion, actually. I really don't. I hate it. I think it's just a set of codes and morals and rules that you have to abide by if you want to be successful in this life and the afterlife. Because, all religious nuts will sacrifice this life's adornments in hopes for the afterlife's adornments. But atheists will continue to strive for more more goodies. They'll do everything they can in their power. They will deceit, lie, backstab whenever they can get away with. Because to them, it's business. You know, you're blessed with intelligence, a certain amount, and other than that, this life is your video game, or this is your playground. You can do anything you want. You learn the rules as you go. There aren't any innate rules like force feeding into your brain, like with Muslim people or other believers of God type of tradition things, religions, whatever. That they can get away with that, and they're not trying to go for the afterlife. They're trying to go for this life. They're trying to get everything they can because they don't believe in an afterlife. They don't believe it's possible. They can't fathom it. To them, it doesn't make sense. To them, if I talk about God, it sounds like I'm talking about Sadod, Hercules, and he's going to give me everything, or just like a sheep god or anything. They try to say like, why is that the right deity then? Why can't you choose to worship other ones? I mean, the only reason I am able to say, or any religious or any God-believing person is able to say, is like, well, that's just not right. And then they say like, what's not right? What are you talking about? That's not right. And they have about 1,000 things to quote off of that sound extremely odd and confusing from the Quran or from one of the other holy scriptures, and they can just right away say like, oh, okay, you believe in that book, huh? This book says this right here. This right here, this quoted, man. This says it right here. Do you agree with this? Yeah, you're that type of... Screw you, man. You're a murderer. It's just murder right here. You're a murderer. And what can the religious guy do? Puts his head down, gets his ego shunned. I mean, it's all like scrutinized now. It's just like his ego's everywhere, just into pieces, and he has to gather it and collect it. And you know what? When you believe in God, there's rarely anybody that can help you with it, because everybody has to perceive God differently. You have to go your own struggle to find it. I mean, some people are blessed, you know, like my mother. She never once questioned if Islam is the right religion. And that's great for her. That's great. But to me, it's not that simple. Every time I try to talk to somebody and we can't level off, it throws me into curiosity mode. Like, why? Why can't we level? I mean, I'm a human and this and that, and these are my things. And if I choose to share them, like, you should be able to at least gather how I'm able to see it this way. But no, it's not that way. People are stuck with their memories, their past, and there's a lot more to this than I had imagined initially. Also, people who say you don't need to believe in God to have morals. Okay. This one is, atheists take a loss on this one. They take a hit on this one by saying this, by following Sam Harris and deGrasse, now Tyson, or whatever that guy is. All the famous atheists. They're taking a hit on this. You can be moral, be good to people, be good, positive, progressive, all these words are BS. Do you see any progression in life? Do you see any progression in life? What is better? If I'm able to make this coffee in a coffee maker, how much better is that? What am I? I'm saving time? Better than cooking on the pot? I'm saving time and energy, which I'm gonna use into what? Into leisure? Leisure? However you say that? I can't enjoy without working. And if there's nothing to work towards, how can I enjoy? It's like, if you try to enjoy too much, you go into mania. You go into a manic episode. If you get too low, you go to depression. With humans, you need both. You need ups and you need downs. You can't have up for too long, or else you go manic. You start to question your existence, if it's even real, because you feel like so powerful that you can do anything, and you just start to go off on rants and become delusional and such. And it's hard to sort out your thoughts even when you come down. Same thing with depression. You begin to, value yourself so little that you start to question even if you should, bother to express yourself in this life. I mean, if it's even worth it. But these are all you need to humans need to understand that we're programmed for this, and it's not necessarily for the better. It's not. It's not really evolution when you have to give your peace of mind to have sex with a girl, to be able to mate. I don't think that's evolution. Like, how does that make sense? That, I mean, the way I would see it set up is that the guy is made to be loyal to the girl. I mean, women, if you yell at them and if you're honest about the way you're yelling, they'll tell you the truth right away, 100%. It's like, just comes out of their mouth. But when you're playing easy mode and you're being like, hey, like, come on, hey, no, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to play games. They're going to test you. They're going to see how far you can go, your limits, your anger. They want to get inside your skin. They want to know everything about you. So when they play that guilt card, like, hey, you had sex with me, you're not responding my text, like, you just used me as a piece of meat. Well, then they know all about you. Then they can use that to guilt you into coming back to them. That's the plan. That's the game. But many men do not understand this. It's like, what? Sex without commitment is fun. It's awesome. It's fun. I mean, it's great if you have a career, you're a soccer player, you're famous, and people just want to have sex with you for that. It's good for you, man. It's good that you bothered to play that sport long enough and kept on enjoying it somehow. That is good for you, but I can't do that. I can't do that. I go in for the kill. I do something for a reason. I go in for the kill. And with my ego, I'm not able to do this. I'm not able to pussyfoot. And it's like, that's just how you talk to girls, man. That's the only way they'll talk to you. If you be a pussy, I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to do that. I'll stay alone my whole life. Okay? My whole life, I'm going to stay alone. Well, I'll be a hermit virgin forever. But I ain't giving up my soul to women. Dude, fuck that. You think it's worth it? All that emotional elevation, those highs, making those deep memories that you thought were never true, and you think it's worth it? Go for it. You know what? Go for it. I advise you, have fun in life. But the thing is, you're not going to be able to look me in the eyes when you're done. At the end of the day, you got satisfaction. I create power. I got power. I got power. You got satisfaction. This is good for you, man. Make you happy. Well, watch some TV shows on the couch, But what I'm doing is with power. Willpower. This is what I test. My own willpower. I've had time, you guys don't think, like, I like sex? You don't think I like sex? You don't think I like girls? You don't think I like that? The ass and tits? You don't think I like that? You don't think I like that? Think I'm gay or something, man? Think I'm gay for holding out on sex? Oh my god. How little the world knows about me. How little. People tell me, hey, you need to get out, man. Stop being a virgin, man. Go out there. Have sex with girls. You need to get laid, man. You can go talk to women. The only way I go out is if other men are going out. And that's because so I can play the friends card. Hey, I'm just here for him. I'm not here for you. Because if I go in alone to a bar and a girl hits on me, what room do I have to say no? I'm there alone, haven't had sex in a long time. If she really tries hard, how can I reject her? Am I just going to say, like, no, shut up, I'm Muslim, get out of here? She's going to be like, why are you here in the first place? Then it makes me feel stupid. So there's no middle ground. If I'm going out there, like, that's what I'm going out for, to socialize, to enjoy life, enjoy. That's why people go out. But if you think this game is a test, and you're not here for the enjoyment, well then this life sucks. There's nothing to do. I mean, do you want to spend hours and hours worshiping God? Do you want to do that? Does that sound interesting and fun to you? Go for it. But I personally don't like to do that, because when people say, oh, okay, you're a guy who prays. Oh, it puts weird thoughts in my head, and that's why I don't like doing it. And I'm telling this to everybody because I'm stupid. Because that should stay between me and God. But I'm stupid. I already said it. I'm not gonna waste 15 minutes of video recording because I'm really lazy. But I have solid reasons for being a hermit virgin, and I don't think anybody can top it. I don't think anybody can top it. Without believing in God, you should have no set of code, no set of morals, no set of obligatory obligations. Okay, I'll just say that. I can't say the other one. You have no obligations to be a certain way towards anybody else. You really don't. If you don't believe in God, there's no higher power. These other humans are what are judging you. You're just as smart, maybe smarter than them. You know, how is it that they're going to be able to catch you? Because they have because they're bigger in numbers? No, ego doesn't care about numbers. Like, ego cares about reality. Like, if you can get away with it, like, in your mind, you'll see it. You'll find a window. You'll do it. And that's what you should do. I think all atheists should be like the biggest criminals and rap stars and gangsters and such. And they should openly do it. They should not be afraid. What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of other humans? Why do you care to not offend other humans? Because you wouldn't want that done to you? Who cares about that? That's not the reality. That's not the reality. In real life, people do not treat you 100% how you treat them. It's not real. It's not real. Stop it. Stop it, Sam Harris. Stop preaching that. Stop preaching that you can have a good set of morals without believing in God. Just stop, man. It's silly, it's redundant, and it does not make sense. Anytime you say it, it just does not. Like that movie Into the Wild reminds me of that guy goes into the woods and starts trying to live with plants instead of humans because he thinks in solitude. Or believes in solitude. What does he get out of it? He dies because he can't feed himself or whatever. But why did he do that? He tried to make the point that I want to be secluded and I believe in living by yourself. The sad reality is you were not born by yourself. You weren't born in the caves, the mountains. You, just by being born, you owe it to them that, hey, you came into existence because of their mutual consensual decision. I mean, that's reality. That's the reality you have to face. That's how it is. You see babies being made in front of you all the time. Like, you know, you can see in the news, go in the hospital, whatever. And they're born with parents. And those parents basically own them until they're able to think on their own, in a way. Because the child doesn't know how to make their own decisions. So the parent kind of owns them. Whatever the parent wants to feed in their brain, they can. But and most believers of God get programmed so early, so harshly, that they can't enjoy life. Well, I want to speak out to you guys who believe in God. I just want to say, I'll put a link up for this beautiful universe video in the info of this video. And I'd like for you to go see that. It's 53 minutes and put it in 1080p and watch it in the high def. And look how beautiful this universe is. And try to think, try to fathom that if we're able to go back to the beginning of the Big Bang, what is before that? What is before 13 billion years? What is it? We try to split an atom apart, came up with 36 quarks and anti-quarks and I don't even know, like 20 other things. We're still going, we're still going. Do you think we're going to be able to get to that single singularity dot that everything comes from? Do you obviously think, or honestly think, do you guys honestly think that there's even a way to look for that? Where would you even look for that? It's nothing. You can't fathom it. God says to believe in the unseen. You know? It says to believe in the unseen. Humans, we try to deny it. It's like, no, what? Unseen. I can't see it. It doesn't exist. What about all your other senses? What about your intuition? your mind, your imagination, all of that. It matters. There's not a science on this planet that comprehends all of the human senses, all five. Touch, sense, or touch, taste, smell, hear, sight. You can't. There's, how do you come up with a scale for taste? You can't. Hearing, yeah, you can do hearing. Sight, yeah, you have sight. You can do that. But as far as like touch, am I touching air right now? Am I touching it? Who's to say like that's just not how it feels when you move it fast? Because you can witness it, you can experience it. Well, that's what God is trying to say, is like you have to believe in the unseen and then try to fathom the universe, and it makes a lot more sense. But atheist people want to challenge it without knowing how or why. They want to say, no God, you do not exist. There is no such thing as God existing. You guys are idiots for believing in God, or even thinking there could be this super being or whatever. We've seen it. We've seen the beginning. It happened by coincidence. What reasoning is there that it happened by coincidence? Absolutely zero. But still, atheists will believe it. It's easier. Personally, what I think is atheists are scared of believing in God. They're scared because all the wrong they're keeping up with, all the crap that they're doing in this life. They're like, I don't want to give it up. Shit, if I didn't know about God, I don't know if I'd be down to, convert. I'd be having girlfriends and stuff, have so much fun, have outdoor life, get energy from the approval of my girl, make fun of other guys, shut their egos down, enjoy, live with a bang, with a style, a little bit of this and that, a little bit of, but I can't, not because I don't want to, well, I don't want to, rather, it's not because I can't. I mean, I could, if I wanted, I could, I could. But it's that feeling that like I have to let go of like that self-image that I think God has of me. Whatever I've been fed with, I have to keep that solid. If I don't, it makes me feel bad. And that's the same thing. Every human being, if you treat somebody bad without a reason, you feel bad. And that has nothing to do with religion. It just shows you that we're programmed with that. It has nothing to do with God. But the thing is, the only way you can make sense out of it is with God's existence. Why would you be born to be nice to each other? It's like evolution. So this is from like atheist perspective. So evolution made us so smart that we can't even be mean to each other, that we're bound to work as a society. That's what evolution created for us. How about no? Because I'm certainly able to think outside of the box, and I can think possibilities and come up with hypotheses and such, and I can think of like how it would be if... Think about if it wasn't like that, if we didn't feel bad for each other. Then that would mean the weak would die, and that would be true Darwinism. Okay? Empathy is against Darwinism. So I don't know why people are still down with the evolution that we like came from apes and just like gathered all this empathy for some reason because it was going to help us in the future. Hell no, it ain't helping. Who cares? Does a lion care for the weak, limpy lion? No, it doesn't. It just lets it die. Who cares? It's not going to give up its food to like share with it. No, you only fend for yourself. And that's what your intelligence should tell you. You should only fend for yourself. That's why I think atheism is retarded. Because you're trying to do good for future generations, which cannot in any way benefit you. You are a sheep. You are a sheep to the system. Please open your eyes and realize you can question a million things in the Quran, a million things in the Bible, and whatever scriptures Judaism believe. You can question so many things. There's so many flaws. But the main one, that God exists, that's the only one I try to like say that It's real. Because all the other men, you need like decades of patience to be able to understand and fathom all that. And I can't do it. I can't do most of it. I don't want to do it. I don't care to do it. I don't care to learn every word of God. You know why? Because it makes my life difficult. It makes my life hard. It makes it more of a struggle. Every time I look at the happiness, like how heaven can be and such, look at the beautiful universe, it raises my faith. But every time I think about like all the good things I can't have in this life, it kills me. It makes me feel sad inside. It's like, what? I'm worthy, man. I deserve it too. I want a good time. I want to. It's like I nag to myself. But is it worth it? You're damn right it's worth it. Who can look me in the eyes? Who? Tell me. Who can look me in the eyes? Who? Test my faith. Let me know. Come at me.